Hello, everyone. My name is Mette Morsing, and I have, over the past 2 years, have the privilege of heading PRIME, Principles for Responsible Management Education, out of the New York office here at the Global Compact. It is my true pleasure, and I'm thrilled to warmly welcome to PRIME Global Forum 2022. And here opening the very global forum with the spectacular Eastern Hemisphere for 2022. And for you to set off the Global Forum for this year again with exciting 4.5 hours of a packed program, I can say, with a lot of cutting edge and a lot of exciting engagement and themes that I'm sure will inspire the rest of the world. So thank you very much for supporting and for engaging in this Global Forum opening here today. I'm very happy to see so many deans, faculty, professors, students, businesses engaging here today. We have more than 1,000 registrants for our Global Forum this year. You will also know that this is 15 years anniversary. So PRIME was established in 2007, and now 2022, we are coming at age. You could say we're 15 years on the road. And I think it's amazing looking back just briefly on what has been achieved over those 15 years. As you will know, today we have 17 chapters regionally around the world. We have that are all, really thriving and engaging, and I could say with a lot of activities, as you will know. And we have 9 working groups working on topical issues around the world, collecting scholars who are working with particular issues with a particular purpose, not just to research, but also to explore how does that research, how does that particular topic, be this sustainable finance, be this business and human rights, how does that actually get in and translate into the curriculum of leadership education? We also proudly have 37 champions, business schools who have signed up to do work every month, meet, and to do collaborative work to develop products, the SDG blueprint, for example, but also a lot of other action is going on research-wise within the champion groups. I'm also super proud to say that we have, over the past little more than a year, established successfully the PGS, Prime Global Students, with a platform of more than 40 actively engaged student organizations around the world. And behind those, 300 and some 40 student organizations in our network. So again, even in the context still of the pandemic, for many of us around the world, we are a global movement that is still thriving, that is still growing, and I'm super happy to see that. So looking back is one thing, but also looking forward is, of course, one thing that we are all excited to do. And I'm particularly excited to look ahead and give a little bit of a flavor of maybe not the next 15 years, but at least the next few years, what we're gonna focus on here. And I want to mention 4 things just briefly here. None of them will come as a surprise for any of you, but I just want to emphasize those 4 issues that we have collectively also agreed upon in our different processes, our strategy processes, in a lot of our chapter work and in our work as we meet as scholars and as leadership educators. First thing is about knowledge and the curriculum change that is still needed in a lot of our curriculum. As we know, much has changed. We have been transforming management education in many of our schools, but we need to focus on much more specifically on the kind of knowledge that we convey, that we engage our students with, first thing. Second thing has to do with skill sets, has to do with the pedagogies that we provide to our students. And I think this may be for some of us a little new, to not just profess, as we call it, as I've been doing as a professor, tell the students what you think they need to hear, but maybe also, and this came actually very clearly in the student survey that we just did before the Global Forum here. We were asking a lot of students around the world, what do you want? What do you need more of? And one of the clear answers that came was new pedagogies. So students are asking us to step up and engage them differently than just treating them, passively as passive receivers in the classroom. So that's the second thing we're going to focus on, skill set development, pedagogies. Third thing we're going to focus on is practice. How do we make sure that what we're teaching in the classroom has to do with relevant, timely, practical matters of today? Here we need to engage our colleagues, our partners, our businesses, our NGOs, our governments to come and teach with us and collaborate with us in and beyond the classroom. Third thing, that's practice. Fourth thing is the collective impact that we as leadership educators should focus on. And it's not just us as one individual business school, it is us as collective Prime. How do we become better at narrating, at telling the story about how we impact, how we influence, how we make a change for the world? We know that our colleagues in the technical science, our colleagues in the natural science, the medical science, the biologists, the physicists, they're very good at telling the rest of the world how they contribute to the betterment of society. I think we have a very strong, a very good narrative, and I think we could do even more to tell that narrative collectively from the platform of Prime. So let's practice, let's do that together. And I just want to let you know that to do that together, I'm very proud here today to launch, and we will have a press release in a few hours out to say that we have been fortunate enough to have $1 million from Economics of Mutuality to help us create that collective impact and to develop a tech platform that will create a knowledge sharing platform for all of us around the world to actually not just do our work individually, but also exchange knowledge east, west, south, and north. Finally, before I conclude, I want to thank sincerely our 10 fantastic sponsors who make all this happen for us and who make all this an even more delight than it is. So the distinguished sponsor for our Prime Global Forum 2022 is SESIM Business Simulations, and thank you so much for contributing to our work. We have 3 distinguished gold sponsors here. We have IGADE Business School, Mexico, Gabelli School of Business at Fordham University in the United States, here in New York. We have Hankin School of Economics in Finland. Thank you very much for being our gold sponsors for the Global Forum 2022. We also have silver sponsors for the forum. We have Cologne Business, CBS, Cologne International Business School in Germany. We have Haupt School of Business at St. Joseph's University in the United States. We have Sage Publishing, also based in London, in UK. We have Tapai Management Institute at the Manipal Academy of Higher Education in India. We have University of Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, and we have University of Exeter Business School also placed in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you so much for being our Silver Global Forum sponsors for Global Forum 2022. Thank you very much. And now over to my 3 distinguished colleagues here. Wonderful to see you. And actually, I'm happy to see all 3 of you. We have all 4 of us met separately. Welcome very much to you, Robert Hale, Chair of Prime Chapter Australia and New Zealand, based at Griffith School of Management. Yaprak Anadol, Prime Chapter Chair of Middle East North Africa. Warm welcome to you, Professor at the University of Dubai. And also you, Vasu Srivibha, Vice Chair of the Prime ASEAN Plus, and also the Chief Impact Officer at Sassin School of Management. I will now leave the rest of the show to you, because you have been so impactful in actually creating these next 4.5 hours of engaging the local community in the Eastern Hemisphere of Prime. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and a great welcome there. Thank you, Mette. Firstly, on behalf of PRME, I'd like to acknowledge the First Nations people on all the lands on which we gather today, and recognise their continued connection to place, and acknowledge that many Indigenous people have never ceded sovereignty, We pay our respects to elders past and present and future, and extend that to all First Nations people here today. We're particularly excited about today's program because this is a collaboration between the chapters, and we have been busy in the background looking at how we can best put a program together to think about the challenges of the next 15 years. So that collaboration has been with a number of people. I'd just like to acknowledge Jackie King from Melbourne University, also as part of a co-chair role that we have here in the chapter in Australia and New Zealand. I do note that we are looking very challenged by time. So I'd just like to say welcome and hand over to my other chairs here in the Eastern session. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are. I would like to welcome you from PRME Chapter ASEAN Plus. So it's my privilege to welcome you to the Global Forum today. As I'm sitting at one of the regions which is located like closest to the social and environmental issues, so I believe that values shape actions. And I also truly believe that how we educate future leaders will impact our society. So if it's not the role of business schools to educate them, so whose role would it be? So I think like business and society are not a separate entity, and we need to find a way to collaboratively and creatively solve issues in society we're living in. So by looking at the agenda that we are planning today, so I believe that we can move forward from good intentions to creating real change. So I hope you enjoyed the conference today, and I look forward to active participation from all of you here. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, and students. It is an honor to be here with you today at the Global Forum. And following the United Nations Global Compact session earlier, the message was clear for us in the next cycle. We will continue. It's an imperative to support this global movement towards the SDGs with the responsible education of the future generations. And a few years ago, only few people would know about the SDGs. Now even the 3 years old talks about them. And in the past 7 years, we only increased the awareness about the SDGs, only this much. And nowadays, the awareness is getting bigger, and members of the society, businesses and governments put the goals as priority. Now the action era is started. In 2007, the movement of PRME started with the business schools, but it is not enough. There is a need to expand the responsible leadership principles to other disciplines as future scientists, engineers, lawyers, policymakers. All have to join to the movement, as most of them will be the decision makers and keep the managerial and leadership positions in the future. So our impact is not only the business school for future, but expand our impact is our goal. And during our engagement in the chapter MENA, PRME champions, and in my institutions, University of Dubai, I personally observed the amazing power of partnership and collaboration. When we worked together, we became more. Our social impact increased. And for example, in 2021, the University of Dubai became the first of net zero university campus. And it only happened, the strong connection with Dubai Chamber, Dubai Electricity and Water Authority, and institutional heroes who believes the change, who are eager to disrupt, took the step forward and make things happen. It proves that we can do something. And our next generation needs to be ready with the support of us to do so. And looking forward to listening the coming discussion and actions for the rest of the forum. And I'm so pleased to have being part of here. And I'm looking forward to listen to that and wish you a great time ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you.